Hello, in this video lesson I am going to teach you areas related to circle, that is a 10th class chapter, areas related to circle. So one of the easiest chapter, definitely you may be getting a question from this, right? So areas related to circle, I will just give you the introduction of a circle. All of you know what is a circle, right? Circle, center, and this is called circumference, and the area, the space enclosed in this circle is known as area. So you have to understand what is a center. Using the center you can draw a circle. Center we call it as a fixed point. Now there is a radius also. For radius you have to take a point on the circle. On the circle you should know what is a point on the circle. For example, this is a point on the circle and this is center O. So then the distance between center of the circle and the point is known as a radius. So such points, that means the distance is OP is radius. OP is radius. Like P, there are many points, infinite number of points. All these points, the distance between O and all these points, if you take individually, then we call it as a radius. That means all the points are on the circle are equidistant to center. Every point on the circle is at an equal distance of from the center. So that equal distance is known as a radius. So now diameter also, please understand what is the diameter. These are the basic things, you may be getting bored but needed. It is the longest chord passes through center. So first let me understand what is a chord. Chord is nothing but, I will write here chord, the line joining any 2 points on the circle. You take 2 points A and B on the circle, the line joining AB is chord. So diameter is a chord which is the longest chord if it passes through center. So now AC is known as a diameter and it is passing through the center O. So diameter is the longest chord. Diameter is also a chord. The relation between diameter, if I say D is the diameter and R is the radius, D is equal to 2R. That means diameter is twice of its radius. So you have a relation here. Whenever you wanted to convert radius to the diameter or diameter to the radius, you can use this relation. And after that, it is a closed figure. You should know perimeter. Perimeter is nothing but the length of the boundary. Here the boundary is a circle. So we use a separate word for perimeter, circumference. Circumference of the circle we will be getting using the formula 2 pi r. So now you have got a letter, a Greek letter. Pi is nothing but 22 upon 7. So this is circumference. Perimeter, circumference. A better word is a circumference. Circumference of the circle. Now of course you have to find out area also. Area is the space enclosed in the circle. We will get using the formula pi r square. Square units. the unit of area is always a square units. This is just simply units. So this is all you have learned in the lower classes, maybe 7th, 8th class. So then what is there in this class? That means in 10th class. So many schools must have completed what I am going to teach. So we have to know different parts of the circle. Don't misunderstand. Parts means chord, radius, diameter. That is one way. Other way is, if you take a, can you give me a circle? If you take a circle, let me take a circle. If you cut it, you will be getting into a part. Circle will be divided into parts when you cut it. So that part I am going to tell you. So circle, we can make it into parts. How to make a part? Very simple. If I cut like this, then what happened? You will be getting one part is like that, one part is like that. So you can cut the circle in many ways. So this is a card. Suppose if you cut the circle, right? Say this is the, if I cut the circle, that means I am removing it. I have taken away. This is also a part of the circle. So this is one part and this is another part. So this part, that means we have cut the circle along with the radius. So now in this case we call these parts are sectors. The circle formed when you cut the parts formed when you cut along with the radius, sectors are formed. Right? Sector is there in 10th class. Let us understand the parts of the sector. So this is an angle of the sector, and this is length of arc of the sector. Length of arc of the sector. So we can call it as L, and this is radius of the sector. Same thing will be applied here also. This is the angle of the sector, this is radius of the sector, and this is this entire length, we call it as a length of the sector. So this theta gives us which is big sector, which is a small sector, minor sector, major sector. So if theta is 180 degrees, then what happened? You will be getting a semicircle. That means both parts are same. It will be coming like this, say. This is 180 degrees, a straight angle. So you will be getting a semicircle. That means we can also call this as a sector. A sector with 180 degrees, we call it also as a semicircle. Suppose if the sector angle is 90 degrees, we call it as a quadrant. Quadrant of the circle. 4 quadrants makes 360 degrees. Total angle at the center is 360 degrees. So 90 is 1/4. So then we call each part as a quadrant. So this is 90 degrees. This is called a quadrant. If theta is less than 180 degrees, then we call it as a minor sector. If theta is more than 180 degrees, we call it as a major sector. Okay? So this is just simply a basic terminology. So now here it is looking like less than 180 degrees. So this part we call it as a minor sector, and this we call it as a major sector. Minor sector, major sector together forms a circle. So then, how do you get the area, perimeter, etc.? So for every sector, you will be having three things to find. Okay. So one is length of arc of the sector. So that means only this length part. It depends on the angle. So theta upon total angle is 360. So this is how this part is formed. So theta upon 360, because we want only the length of arc. If the total is nothing but the circumference, so this is a part of the circumference. Is nothing but 2 pi r. So this is a part of 2 pi r. 2 pi r is the circumference, the total circumference of the circle. So this is a part. What is the part? Theta upon 360. This is one thing you can find out for the sector. Second, perimeter of the sector. So you must be telling perimeter. Yes, perimeter. This length of arc plus radius and radius. The total boundary. Perimeter is nothing but the total boundary. So sector has one arc and 2 radius. So that means L length of arc plus 2 radius. If I call this as L is length of arc, the perimeter of sector is equal to length of arc plus 2r. So you will be getting the total perimeter. Now third one, you can find out area of the sector. Area of the sector means this entire area. This is also a part of the circle area. Circle area is pi r square. And what is that part? It is theta upon 360 degrees. You have one more formula for area of sector, is nothing but half into L into R. L is nothing but length of arc. So this is about the sector. My assistant Mahek Paryani is going to do some worked out examples on this sector. Right? So now it is very, very important for any 10th class student to know how to find area of sector, how to find length of arc of the sector. So this is one part of the circle. Let us see how the other part is formed. Now by cutting the circle along with the radius, we found the sector. Now if I have the circle, if I cut along with the radius, chord, that means I have taken a part. This is one part and this is another part. So now this is also a part of the circle, parts of the circle. That means you have cut the circle along with the chord. So this is chord and this is arc. Right? So now we call these two things as segments. Segment. Both are segments only. One is big, major segment. The other one is a minor segment. So how do you justify, how do you find out which is major segment, which is minor segment? Every chord makes an angle with the center. Say this is theta. Right? So here in this, theta is not known. Right? Because it is above. But this chord is making an angle at the center. In the same way, how the defined in sector, theta will define as major segment or a minor segment. If theta is 180 degrees, equal segments, they are called semicircles. So now how to find, what we can find, this is a very, very important concept of 10th class. How to find the area of the segment. Area of the segment. So what I will do, I will just join it so that you will understand nicely. Okay. So now our target is to find out the area of the segment. This is the shaded part. Area of a segment. Now this is minor segment, area of a minor segment. So how? Very simple. The whole OAXB is a sector. So area of this is minor sector. Area of minor sector minus, if you take out the triangle, we don't want this triangle, minus area of triangle AOB. So if you take away this triangle area from the sector area, you will be getting segment area. So in this case, already you know how to find out the area of the sector in the previous sector formula, theta by 360 into pi r square. This AOB area also you should be able to find. Sometimes it will be an equilateral triangle. If the chord length is equal to radius, it is an equilateral triangle. So now somehow you have to find out you should be able to find out the area of triangle. Then only you will be getting area of a segment. This is about the minor segment. Now area of a major segment. Area of a major segment. Even major segment also, the remaining thing is major segment, like this entire thing is major segment. This major segment contains the triangle. So here area of a major sector, this is the major sector, plus area of a triangle AOB. In both the cases it is needed, you have to find out area of a triangle. So now you have a target, how to find this area of triangle. I am leaving it to you only. My assistant will tell you how to find out the area for different places. It is not the same for all the problem. It will be different from different problems. Okay. So with this, these are the concepts which are there in areas related to circle in class 10. I review again. Area of sector is 1 and area of segment is 10. So these two are the 10th class concepts. I hope you have understood. Once you do the problems, applications on these two things, you will understand more better. Wait for my Mehak Paryanit, my assistant, is going to teach you, explain you some worked out examples. Have a nice day.